99 Dating Tips Part 2. 11. Get to know yourself better. To enjoy dating more, you need to know yourself better. This means you should determine what you like, what your interests are, what your goals are, and such. By taking note of these things, you will be guided better in choosing your dates. However, it is always a better idea to get out of your comfort zone from time to time to try new things. 12. Avoid negative individuals. When you are around negative individuals, it would affect your mindset and it can also affect your judgment in a negative way. This is because when you are near them, you might become one of them. Therefore, to enjoy your dates, you should always surround yourself with positive individuals, so that prior to meeting up with him or her, you have a positive mindset. 13. Engaging into phone or online sex. Engaging into online or phone sex is not a good idea. This is because you cannot expect anything from it, but just a waste of your time. This is because people who do these sorts of things often are involved with it just to while away their extra time. Thus, if you participate in it, then you cannot expect them to respect you. 14. Acknowledge the presence of dubious behavior. If you have been with lots of failed relationships, then you must realize that many of these breakups could have been prevented if you acknowledge the presence of dubious behavior in the early stages of the relationship, or during your dating times. Therefore, if you see these things on your date, then you should confront him or her about it, or simply look for another one. 15. Have a life. If you have found a date whom you really like, it is very important that you are still aware of your priorities. Thus, you should not become dependent on him or her, so that he would see you as someone who is independent and confident. If you won't focus on having your own life, then you might end up neglecting yourself, your friends, family, or even your work. 16. Criticizing the date. You won't be able to gain lots of things if you criticize your date by talking about him or her with your friends. Always keep in mind that you also do not want to be criticized on your actions. Thus, if you simply don't like your date, then you should be mature enough not to set up another encounter with the person. 17. Control your drinks. Drinking a bottle or two of your favorite beer while you are dating is not a sin. However, you should limit the number of bottles you consume, since you might end up losing control of yourself when you have too much to drink. Thus, if you tend to overdrink, then you should avoid it by all means, since you might lose your chances of starting a relationship with your date. 18. Out of your league. There is always a tendency to bring down yourself when you think that your date is simply out of your league. This way of thinking about your self-worth should not be encouraged, since if you tend to believe that you are not good enough for a certain individual, then you may end up with someone who is also not good enough, or simply another person who thinks the same way as you do. It is time to become more confident, so that you can find the person that you really are looking for. 19. Determine what you really want out of dating. In determining what you really want in dating, you should be able to prevent wasting yours and someone else's time. You need to determine whether you are dating to start a brand new relationship, to simply have fun, or to pass your time. By doing that, you can also base your search for your date on it, to find the right person. 20. Fix yourself up for the date. When you make an effort on your appearance on your date, you can increase the chances of having a good time in it. This is because it can make you feel good about yourself, and increase your self-confidence. Aside from that, you can also ensure to have the right mindset, which can prepare you to have a positive conversation with him or her.